I would take some time and just improve myself and focus on that. I wouldn't worry about it. That's what I would do right now. I would take that. See, the thing about how y'all guys got to use things is you got to find little things to fire you up. I would use that as fuel. Like, I used to use things like, if you ever watch, hear about Michael Jordan and stuff like that, he used to try to use anything he could as board material, as something to motivate him to destroy your ass. And like, if I couldn't use 9s and 10s, man, that would just really motivate me to be on my diet, to hit the gym, to do everything I can to improve myself. What y'all think ain't good enough? All right, I'm gonna show y'all ass. That's how all you guys out there, man, y'all gotta learn how to use this type of stuff as fuel.
Hey, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem Rakak Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, where we learn this truth, and peace to you, sincere brothers, the true house of David. And we use fuel to continue. We use the bad things in our life to keep us going, and to not let us slow down in these times, or in any time. You know, we just use it to get better and to get greater. And what we love the most, that's where our energy is going to be. That's why when you watch the 300, Leonidas asks the 300 what was their profession, and their profession was being warriors. And we are warriors for the Lord, you know, warriors for the truth, you know, mountain of truth, warriors of the truth. And this is our profession, as the scriptures say, that we have professed before many witnesses. So when you understand that, you know, when the negativity come towards you, you use that just to basically soar you higher, and you use that as fuel, as my man was talking about. And that's what we do, using this truth. It was a few things I wanted to go into, but as far as the time we're living in, the more important thing is to use the things that's negative around you to ignite your faith. And that's what we focus on in these times. Using the things to build us up, using these things to make us stronger, and in turns we make other men stronger in the process. It's a lot of judgments actually going out. It's a lot of things that's happening, and a few things I want to speak on. See, when you have that, when you find favor in the Heavenly Father, you put all your confidence into the Lord, knowing you've been building those spiritual riches, and you've been teaching the word sincerely. So you have to understand that what the Lord have given us, going back to the talents in Matthew 25, that the Lord said he would give men certain types of talents. We use those talents to the best of our ability, and we mold them. And the things from this world, we use those things to help us grow in the talents that we have. I was going to go into a couple other topics, but brothers already covered those. So the thing about it is, another thing too, Apostle Gabar, I seen the video this morning, quality over quantity. And that's what you want to have. You want to have quality over quantity. You see? But guys think it's numbers over quality. No, it's quality. You see? So, you know, when the spirit hits you and you get in the zone, you bring out that quality. You see? But using those talents, and we use this world to and the ups and downs, our free throws and our fouls that happen, we use that as fuel. All the hate and all the backlash that we get, we use that as fuel to continue on with the work. And one of the things that we really don't care about the opinions of how people feel and how they may react. Because as you could tell with this truth, a lot of men, they really care about how they look. And that goes with Matthew 23. They do this to be seen of men. So if a person is doing this to be seen of men, then he cares about how people feel about them, and this, that, and the third. You see? And according to me and a few brothers, man, our thing is to bring this thing out in a light to where brothers can actually grow and actually get something out of a video. Not just throwing videos up to say I did videos, but actually bringing out certain things to actually help brothers to actually grow. And that's what we are putting this thing to do, to keep brothers in the charge and to keep them, keep those fires going, and to help men grow. As the scripture say, the fire of the priest shall burn all the time. And that's the job of us, man, to open the eyes and make men actually see the things that they are supposed to see. So when we bring this truth out, it ignites other men, and that's what the Spirit does. It's supposed to motivate you to do something inspiring. Leviticus 6:13, the fire shall ever be burning upon the altar. It shall never go out. Right, and that's that fire that we have in us to offer up unto the Lord. Not that strange fire, because a lot of men are offering up that strange fire, that sacrifice of Cain. And just what Cain did, he murdered his brother and act like he didn't do another goddamn thing. And remember, that's the spirit of a lot of guys. A lot of guys are wicked. And then the thing is, they go about it like they haven't done a goddamn thing. And that was the spirit of Cain. You see? Not to put up a strange fire. I mean, the Cain didn't offer up a righteous sacrifice. He offered up a wicked sacrifice. So that's our goal, is to offer up a righteous sacrifice. You see? And the Lord deals with fire. He said his angels are administers to fire. You see? So you have to understand that too, that the fire of the Lord is actually kindled amongst his men. And the scripture tell you that the candles of the Lord is basically his men. And you got to understand that the true candles of the Lord and things are being searched out in these last days. And when you look at this truth, you got to really look at it for what it is, and not how we want it to be. The Heavenly Father have blessed certain men with the eyes and the gift to see in these certain times, and these are very critical times. So that's the thing. If you're a candle of the Lord, you're going to be in a different type of spirit. You're going to be searching things out. You're going to be seeing things for what they is, not for how we want them to be. A lot of men teach this truth like this is a part of the world, while real things are happening. Certain men, they avoid things because it makes them feel uncomfortable, or they don't want to bring that type of light out. Well, that's the thing about it. The Lord said, if you see some things, you have to utter it. And so meaning that must mean that a lot of guys ain't seeing something, or they see things and they just don't want to speak on it. But this is being a time of of great judgments. A lot of things are being happening and being played out. Proverbs 20:27, the spirit of a man is the candle of the Lord, searching all the inward parts of the belly. And that's the thing, that the spirit of the man of a man is the candle of the Lord. And the candle, what does it do? It makes you be able to see. So being of the Lord, you have to be that fire that's always burning, and then you have to be that light. That's why a true light, it can't be hid on a hill. I mean, it can't be hid under a bushel. It has to be up on a hill where every man can see that. And that's how we bring forth the light through these scriptures and through these lessons. And personally, me, man, I love what we do. You know, I love the type of music I like. If you don't like it, it's not for you. A lot of you guys are willing to adjust everything just so you could keep a fucking audience. And the main thing is the message. A lot of you keep audiences ain't really speaking about a goddamn thing. You see? Because you want to keep an audience. And the way you make people grow is not by just telling them smooth shit all the time. That's not how people actually grow. But that's a spirit a lot of you men are in. You're in a spirit where you want to keep an audience and you want to look good in this fucked up world. And the things that actually make men grow is the bitter parts. Is things that's actually harsh. You see? That's why too, Proverbs 20:24-20, for there shall be no reward to the evil man. The candle of the wicked shall be put out. Right, the candle of the wicked shall be put out, because what men are doing, they're noticing that that they will get certain type of backlash for certain things they say or they speak. So the thing of this is, a lot of when you look at that, men don't want to speak on certain things. This is Matthew 23, Luke 11, number 16. We're in a time of judgment where the Lord is putting the wicked's lights out, and the spirit that you in, it determines if you're of the Lord or not. That's why if the Lord gave you a sight to see, you have to use that sight and that insight to actually bring light. That's what it means to have that light and have that candle and searching and seeing things out, because in these last days certain things need to be spoke on. But we see men aren't willing to actually go into things because a lot of guys are not of the Lord and they don't want that type of fire. See, like I said, a lot of men, they want to be in the footsteps of a prophet, but a lot of men, they don't want to be hated like the prophets were. So therefore you're hiding your light under a fucking bushel, and a lot of men are withholding things that men need to be spoken of, because there are judgments for not uttering things and bringing certain things to light and attention to give men a way to see things. Just like the scriptures say that you shouldn't cause a stumbling block for your brother. I think it says that in Leviticus, meaning that if you know something that could actually help a brother and you withhold that from you, putting stumbling blocks. But we know that a lot of guys, they were set up to actually do that on a large scale, and the Lord actually set that up because a lot of men, he don't want to make it. You know, one hypocritical thing that I see that's out there, men will speak of the elect, but then I have hatred in their heart for another brother teaching his word. That's the hypocrisy about this thing, you see. And the elect are scattered all over the world, being sealed every day, you see. Personally, to me, the elect are not all sealed, because if they were sealed, the Lord said the destruction will happen. The destruction won't be held back. So that's why these videos are still going up, because the elect is not totally sealed. And the thing about it is, men mention the elect, but a lot of men They actually hate the elect because the traits of the elect are going to be able to see. And they're going to be able to speak things a lot of men are not able to speak. Luke 33:11-33. It says, "No man, when he lighteth a candle, putteth it in a secret place, neither under a bushel, but on a candlestick, that they which come in may see the light." Right? So no man that lighteth a candle will, put it in a fucking secret place. And that could be what, a fucking forest, in a park some fucking where, on side streets. Because the truth be told, the Lord said, what, the chief place of concourse, and hiding your shit under a bushel, in the bushes, in the fucking forest, that's not proclaiming the knowledge of the Lord. And according to Revelation 7:7-3, the Lord tells you that the 144,000, that the angels actually held back the winds until the elect was sealed. So when the elect is totally sealed, then you'll see all hell breaking loose, like we seeing all hell break loose now. But because these videos are able to go out and the internet is still up, their men are still being sealed. You see, men had this illusion like the elect is just all in one camp or all in one place. That's not true. You see, so the elect is not sealed. The thing about it too, in these last days, you see that a lot of men don't really have the discernment, and they're not seeing certain things. It's either that they don't want to see certain things, or it's either that they see things and then they're like, fuck it. But the scripture say that there's nothing that is hid that shall be actually brought to life. And we see that a lot of men, they don't have that candle or that light or that fire. You see? So going back to Luke 11:34, it says, "The light of the body is the eye. Therefore, when the eye is single, the whole body is full of light. But when that eye is evil, the body is full of darkness." And we see men have evil in them. And the thing is, they try to cover it up with a little bit of light. But you could actually see the evil in them. And men may speak of the false prophets, but never speak of the wolves in the midst of the sheep. And the thing about this truth is, if the Lord gave you the eye and the sights to actually see, then you're going to see everything, man. You're not just going to bring out partial things. This truth ain't about being partial and moving to the way of the audience or to the people. Who gives a fuck? This truth ain't for men to get a following and to have the world to like them. You see, that's why in the beginning of the video, we have to use the fuel and the hate that the world's going to give you for teaching the word, and to use it in righteousness to keep bringing forth this truth. Jeremiah, he caught so much heat for teaching the Lord's word, he didn't want to prophesy no more. Look at Jonah. He didn't want to go prophesy, because it's a certain side when you deal with this truth that basically you're going to have to catch hell for that certain side of this truth. And a lot of men are willing to not even go into it and mention it, certain things, because they care about how they look, or they don't want to lose their following or their subscribers. See, that's why the Lord told you, he said, hey, you have received your consolation. And when men worry about things on the outer more than things in, that's when you start to lose the battle. Because where's the spirit lies? The spirit lies within. And more men care about the outward. And while men care about the parts on the outward, they lose the spirit, which is inward, which the Lord actually talked about. So the thing about it is, when you understand that it's more about the inward part, keeping that light and that eye single, so you can keep yourself full of righteousness, then you'll understand that you're winning the battle on the inside. And it doesn't matter to the world how you look, because the Lord deals with those men from the inside out. That's why when the Lord said stacking those treasures in heaven, meaning that these are treasures that you and men don't have to fucking see. These are things that you are building in the inside. And that's what the Lord he harped on. Because men tend to care about the outside, because this world is carnal. And if you follow certain men, you'll worry about the outside too. You see? Like I say, you celebrate the Passover and you get the leaven out of your house. And you don't eat any leaven, this, that, and the third. Or you see men, they could look good. They could change the garments on the outside, but still in the inside, you're a covetous, hating, demonic murderer, which appear on the outside to have a form of godliness, but basically in the inside you're full with evil. So that's what you got to understand too. This truth it deals more on the outside. So we use that fuel and the hate that we get from the outside to actually level up the inward parts, so we will be able to teach this truth on a certain level. And that's what you have to understand about this truth. This truth is to be taught wholly and sincerely, not in a way that makes us good with everybody or makes us, the scriptures say be at peace with one another, but then there's no peace to the wicked. So how do you balance that out? You balance that out by telling the truth. And that's what Paul said, I have become your enemy because I tell you the truth. A lot of men, they don't want to be enemies of the world, so they don't give them the whole truth. So going back to this parable, I wanted to skip down Luke 11 and 37. Now this is Yahushua. No, matter of fact, I started 36. Matter of fact, I just keep reading down. Luke 11 and 34. The light of the body is the eye. Therefore, when the eye is single, the whole body is full of light. But when the eye is evil, then the body is full of darkness. Take heed, therefore, that the light which is in thee be not darkness. See, the light that is in thee. And, part of that darkness is caring about what this world cares about you. This world is dead. The majority of men, they're fucking dead. And that backlash and that hate that we get, we use that as fuel to ignite us and keep us teaching these things. Because if you didn't get like a backlash, or men didn't feel a certain way, just like when the Lord came, if he didn't get the scribes and the Pharisees and these certain men to come against him, then you wouldn't know that the Lord was actually teaching the right thing, because you have to have resistance. You see, you have to have resistance. Men think that they're going to teach this truth without getting resistance. And not just Vocab Malone and all these other fucking guys that's famous, that's known. You have to be able to see each and every spirit, each and every soul. And a lot of men, they can't see like that. Only evil they can see is when somebody else mentions it. As far as them seeing for themselves who's the wicked, they don't know. They don't fucking know. Verse 36, and if the whole body be full of light, having no part dark, the whole shall be full of light. And when it's brought shining, a candle doeth give the light. And that's what the candles do. The candles give light. You see? So if you don't have the light, then you won't be able to shine. And we're talking about shining in the Lord's eyes. You see? And that's from within. That's from within. Now it says, as he spake, a certain Pharisees besought him to dine with him, and he went in and sat down to meat. When the Pharisees saw it, he marveled that he was not washed before dinner. See, these men are carnal. They care about everything on the outside, and that's the thing that the Pharisees and the wicked scribes, they will worry about how they looked on the outside. They worry about how men actually perceive them. But then the inside of them, they're all fucked up. And this is what we have to understand. That's why the Lord said, if you're full of light and your eyes single, you'll be full of light and righteousness. You see? And that righteous fire. That's why if you're more worried about the carnal, you're going to be giving up a strange fire. That's what the men doing. They're putting up a strange fire, and their eye is not single because their inward parts are full of fucking wickedness. You see? And we teach the things that the Lord gives us through the Spirit, not what we think the audience might like. You see? And that's where you have a lot of false prophets too. False prophets ain't just Nate, or false prophets just ain't certain men out there like, Vocab alone, or certain men that's well known in the world to be false prophets. No, the Lord said there will be many false prophets. On the outside, they may have a little bit of truth, but in the inside, these more men are wicked. You see? More men are wicked. They're not, meaning that they're not sincere. And that's what the Lord was speaking about. Men can play this like they know the law this, or we keep the law this and we keep the law that. But deep down in the inside, their interest ain't for the other interests of brother. Their interest is for them own self. Having their own game, looking a certain way so men won't suspect that. That's why the Lord sets up the true candles of the eye, which searches Jerusalem, and they can see all that shit. And not everybody was given the eyes and the talents to actually see. Now Luke 11:38. And when the Pharisees saw it, he marveled that he had not washed before dinner. And the Lord said unto him, Do ye Pharisees make clean the outside of the cup and the platter, but inward your part is full of ravening and wickedness? You see? It says, Ye fools, did not he that made that which is without make that which is within also? Right, so the thing is, when you look at men, and then their whole thing is to harp on the things that's outside. That means that by them harping on those things that's on the outside, they don't have them things within. So they're harping on the things, how to look on the outside, how to have the best garment, how to look good in front of the midst of the people, how to do this, and how to keep this high holy day, and to keep this day, and to keep this, and to look a certain way. A lot of men are not focused on the parts which the Lord talked about that men leave undone. The parts that really matter the most. Actually being sincere and being a brother in the heart. And that separates a false prophet from a true prophet, because the true prophet, he's going to have that pure love and that pure sincerity from the inside out. A lot of men, they can show you from outside in, like, oh, we got new garments, oh, we have all these subscribers, oh, we could just talk so well, and look at us, we have a lot of people, we have a lot of audience and shit. But the thing about it is, the bitter side and the things that actually help man grow aren't things that you're just always having light conversations about all the fucking time. And then that's where the separation draws in, because if a person is always telling you things that's actually sweet all the fucking time, and you're not really growing, you just men are just taking in information without actually fucking growing. And that's what the Lord said. The Lord said unto him, Do ye Pharisees, verse 39, do ye Pharisees make clean the outside of the cup and the platter, but inward but your inward part is full of ravening and wickedness, right? So on the surface, men may look a certain way, but deep down, men are not sincere. Men have the spirit of Cain on them, and men are murderers. And that's the thing too. You know what? I want to get this scripture, because only these men that are like-minded, they can actually dwell together. You know, if you're not like something, you're not going to be able to dwell amongst. And that's how men can, that's how it is. If you're an unbeliever, you're going to be with the unbeliever. If you're a fucking a dragon and a demon and a serpent, you're going to be with a demon and a serpent. Deep down in the inside, if you don't really believe and you're worried about how the world looks at you, that's who you're going to be around. That's who you're going to be around. And I notice with this truth, a lot of men really give a fuck how they look. They want to be looked. They don't want their name to be bad. They don't want to look bad. What they don't understand is it doesn't matter how you look to the world, long as the Lord is with you. That's why when these fucking lights go out, all that bullshit, man, we're taking this word, partially teaching it. Because, yeah, guys are teaching. Let me say this, too. Guys are teaching this word, but the thing about it is they're partially teaching the word. And they're not going to bring out certain things because this exposes their ass. A lot of things will expose men. That's why men don't teach in a certain way. So the thing about it is not just famous false prophets. You have false prophets in the midst of all these fucking camps that are not actually teaching the word for the Lord. They're actually just teaching this thing so they can look good. They're not teaching this because they believe. So Sirach 13:15, it says, every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. Now it says, all flesh can sorteth according to the kind, and a man cleaveth to his like. You see? So if you're a demon and you're a piece of shit, that's what you're going to cling to. And men want to be the first preeminence, say that we got the best this, we got the best this, and we do this right, and this, that, and the third. But then you look at that, and then you examine guys, and you examine certain camps and groups and this, and then you're like, man, a lot of men that's up in there, they're like a lot of fucking guys in the world. Nobody's fucking squeaky clean. But to say you the best this and the top this, that is what the scribes and the Pharisees did. They said, hey, well, we take the highest seats and we the best this. And then not examine the men around them, that a lot of these men wasn't fucking right. Now it says, what fellowship have a wolf with the lamb, so the sinner with the godly? What agreement is there between a hyena and a dog, and what peace is given between the rich and the poor? That's right. So, and what somebody that believes is going to be around somebody that really don't fucking believe. You know, so it's not going to work like that. And that's all who's going to be able to dwell with each other. Men that's phonies can dwell with phonies. Hyenas got to dwell with hyenas, because hyenas, they roll in fucking packs. Lions, they roll alone. So it's not about the outside, how you may look and men may feel about you. And the thing about it is, the true men of the Lord, deep down they knew that the Lord was with them, so they was able to teach and to speak in a certain way. Not giving a fuck about this dying world and the opinions. Not trying to look good for this world. You see, because men can change their garments on the outside, but their fucking minds is full of fucking ravening wolves and wickedness, as the Lord said. So we work from the inside out, not the outside in. And that's how the Lord taught. And with that, shalom.